Tonight, travel agents across our region facing turbulence as JobKeeper comes to an end, and calls for a desalination plant to be built in the Upper Spencer Gulf.
From our 7 Spencer Gulf studios, your nightly news with John Hunt begins now.
Good evening. Already dealing with the end of JobKeeper payments, travel agents have been dealt another blow, with bookings thrown into chaos as borders slam shut once again. They're anxiously awaiting details on a government support package.
It seems every time COVID is under control, the inevitable soon follows.
We'll be putting new restrictions in place with regards to Queensland.
The return of border restrictions coming just 2 days after JobKeeper ended.
Now we're probably going to have to start revising those and cancelling and rebooking.
Travel agent Cheryl Kai says she would have been forced to lay off workers if they hadn't already found other jobs.
I still have a staff member employed, which we will continue to pay until hopefully things pick up.
The industry getting creative in encouraging Aussies to holiday at home, but they say travellers still aren't confident to cross state lines.
It's not only orders opening, it's consumers having the confidence to book, knowing that borders aren't going to slam shut quickly.
The federal government has tried to revive the industry with half-price airline tickets and wage subsidies for that industry. Travel agents are waiting for details of an additional $130 million support program, but say no specific information has been released.
Approximately 50% of the jobs in the industry have already been lost. Those that remain are highly skilled, and they're the ones that we don't want to lose.
Cheryl keeping her doors open, waiting for Australia to take to the skies again.
When it picks up, you need somebody.
Lachlan Itter, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
A desalination plant and a major water pipeline in the Upper Spencer Gulf are 2 of 11 proposals made in a mining industry budget wish list. South Australia's Mining and Energy Chamber calling for government funding for the ideas.
It's a sector supporting 24,000 jobs while creating billions of dollars across the state. South Australia's Chamber of Mines and Energy is now looking to the future, pushing 11 new initiatives as part of its pre-budget submission. Ideas include a nuclear energy roadmap, along with a desalination plant and a major water pipeline in the Upper Spencer Gulf.
Have to take a sensible approach. Nuclear remains very expensive and it's not coming down in cost.
The state's treasurer, however, is urging for patience. He says the government cannot commit right now, but is willing to keep talking.
We are happy to continue our discussions with the industry and with Sukomi. I met with them only last week.
The state's budget will be released in June. Mr Lucas also says the projects will be considered, along with other submissions made during the budget process. The member for Giles encouraging the government to keep an open mind about certain proposals.
The salination has been on and off the agenda over many years, and the idea of a pipeline to the north, that is also something worthwhile having a look at.
SACOM could not be reached for comment by deadline. Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
2 people have been reported for cultivating cannabis after police raided a property at Talawi last Monday afternoon. Around 1 o'clock, patrols attended a property and allegedly located 15 cannabis plants growing outdoors. A 57-year-old man and a 54-year-old woman will appear in court at a later date. Anyone with more information is being urged to contact Crime Stoppers. A 51-year-old man has been arrested after he drove into the rear of Port Pirie Police Station Friday afternoon. Police submitted the driver to an alcohol and drug test, where he allegedly returned a positive reading to methamphetamine. He's been charged with driving disqualified, driving unregistered, and driving contrary to a defect notice. And Air Western Police have been kept busy, nabbing 3 drink drivers in as many days. A 28-year-old Port Lincoln woman was stopped on Liverpool Street, allegedly producing a blood alcohol reading of 0.111. She had a car impounded and her licence stripped for 6 months. Meanwhile, on the West Coast, a 41-year-old driver and a 34-year-old both lost their licence for allegedly drink driving. With ANZAC Day just under a month away, Port Augusta's RSL members are making final preparations ahead of the dawn service. Organisers expecting they will be able to run a traditional event, encouraging locals to show their support.
It's the National Day of remembering our serving and fallen soldiers.
We remember the people who didn't come back, especially our local lads, but there's all other little towns that got lost a lot more than we did.
Final preparations are being made for this year's dawn service, with hopes of a normal ceremony.
As near as we can, we will have it as a normal ANZAC Day service.
Port Augusta RSL members say they are pleased the easing of restrictions will allow them to return to Gladstone Square.
We have the dawn service, which should finish when the sun comes over the hill, and then we have our 11 o'clock traditional service.
They are encouraging the community to show their support.
We get down to Gladstone Square, even stand half a metre apart, just turn up. We need a bit of support.
If you can get here physically, do it. If you're standing home in your backyard or in your lounge room, stand up and show your respect for the Australians and New Zealanders that fought for us.
Mayor Brett Bembo also asking schools and young people to get involved where they can.
I totally encourage any schools to get the students to attend and understand about ANZAC, and I'm hoping through the school studies that is being shown and they're taught about what occurred and why we are here today doing what we do.
Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Still to come tonight, Whyalla residents enjoy the colour and excitement of the Unearthed Festival, and the future of aged care, the focus of a seminar in Port Augusta. Welcome back. Whyalla's Unearthed Festival is wrapped up, with organisers hailing it a success. The 10-day event saw multiple local and out-of-town performers put on shows, with the use of multiple venues proving to be a hit with locals.
Starting off the fun with colourful and creative acts, this year's Unearthed Festival kicked off with opening night at the Ada Ryan Gardens.
We were gratified that people were prepared to pay to come and support the arts. So it is really important that for the long-term success of our festival that we find a more sustainable way of doing things.
What followed was a week of live performances, poetry slam, roving arts, live music and a range of markets which catered to all.
Massive few days here at the MAC and they were incredible. We had 2 shows one show in particular was at full capacity, the second one was near capacity.
I enjoyed the really small and intimate kind of events. Like I really enjoyed going to the poetry slam, which had a reasonable crowd, but it was something quite different.
The act Leather Lungs, a crowd favourite.
That show was incredible, it blew my mind.
COVID forcing last year's festivities to be cancelled, pushing organisers to make this year's event bigger and better.
We were really excited by the diversity that we managed to offer this year.
Now planning for next year's festival, the team says they will be encouraging more venues to host their own events.
Council just provides them with some support, whether it's financial, whether it's in terms of organisation. That's what we'd like to see.
Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Preparations are well underway for this year's Positive Ageing Expo in Port Augusta, focusing on promoting health and well-being. Community groups, businesses and organisations are now being offered the chance to get involved.
It's the Expo celebrating the retirement milestone. After being postponed for a year, Port Augusta's Positive Ageing Expo will take place in May.
This year we're excited to announce that we have the cooking duo Sprout coming back. This was held a few years ago now and was really well received.
The event featuring a home care package presentation, providing individuals with the best care from the comfort of their own homes.
Some of the services that we do on the home care package can be as simple as just some social support individual at home or group. We have a lot of group sessions that we offer at Country Health Connect.
Anyone nearing or age 65 and over, or over 50 if Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander, is encouraged to attend, while family members and carers are also invited. City Council also asking local businesses, community groups and organisations to consider taking part.
We are seeking local exhibitors and community groups to get involved, and so if anyone wishes to receive information, please contact Council.
Basically, having the Expo just gives organisations, businesses and other providers an opportunity to show our public what's out there.
Registrations close April 23rd. Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Port Pirie's Disability Care Connection Forum is only days away, and organisers are encouraging residents to register their attendance. The initiative aimed at addressing the need for more people to work in the disability and aged care sector.
A range of disability care providers aiming to train the next generation of workers in the York Mid-North. An important and life-changing seminar will take place this Thursday afternoon at Pirie Sport Precinct.
Job seekers and people who work in the disability sector to come along, have a meeting, work out exactly what the needs are in the industry and hopefully fill some vacancies with some job seekers.
The event is the first of its kind organised in South Australia. Experts say Port Pirie is the perfect location with a growing demand in the city.
From the Bureau of Statistics tell us that we're running at 69% above the national average of people that require daily care in our region.
Stable support among businesses looking to hire in the Clare Valley.
We're always trying to link people with a disability with a support worker that have common interests. So that might be things like gardening, bushwalking, fishing, those sorts of activities.
Residents are being encouraged to register their attendance.
Eventbrite booking system where people can register online.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Stay with us. Tickets now on sale for the Broken Hill Festival. And Port Pirie dog lovers preparing for the Million Paws Walk. Police investigations are continuing following a serious crash at Port Augusta West yesterday. Shortly after 2 p.m, emergency services were called to a rail bridge near Redcliffs Loop Road after reports a train had hit a pedestrian. A 34-year-old man was eventually taken to hospital with serious injuries. Police are appealing for anyone with information surrounding the incident to contact Crime Stoppers. New tickets have gone on sale for the Broken Hill Festival, with ease restrictions providing clarity for organisers. The event's set to look and feel normal, going ahead at full capacity after being postponed last year.
The glitz and glamour of the Broken Hill Festival will go ahead unhampered. More than 1,000 new tickets released for sale yesterday.
We've sort of been sitting on that until we could sort of see a green light that things were going to be clear to be able to make the festival viable.
Changes to restrictions in New South Wales allowing the event to run at full capacity. Demand for tickets already strong.
We certainly will be going for easily for our 2019 ticket sales, which are 2,500.
At this stage, only multi-day passes are available. Tickets for single days will only be released if capacity limits allow and won't go on sale until August.
Obviously, we do try and have sort of release what sort of maximum allowance to a 3-day pass.
Organisers are keeping their cards close to their chest when it comes to headline performers. Those announcements to be made in the coming weeks.
I'll start announcing all our fabulous headliners that we've been sitting on for that announcement for over 12 months.
Another local event to go ahead almost as normal.
There'll be free programmed events like that we do over the program as well as the ticketed events, so should be accessible for all.
Lachlan Itter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
The RSPCA's annual Million Paws Walk fundraiser will be held on May 16th in Port Pirie and Wallaroo. Coronavirus forced last year's event to be cancelled, but now residents are being encouraged to walk their furry friends for a good cause.
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed York Mid-North dogs, both big and small, will be gearing up for RSPCA's Million Paws Walk.
The Port Pirie Walk and the Wallaroo Walk. So Port Pirie will be happening in Memorial Garden and Wallaroo will be at the Seaside Vet Surgery, and they're both on May 16th.
Organisers were devastated to cancel last year's event, which is one of the main fundraisers for RSPCA. However, they're promising this year's event will be bigger and better.
Goes to help us rescue, rehabilitate and rehome animals in need across the state. So they might be injured or abandoned or neglected, and we make sure that we look after them and find them new homes.
Port Pirie Council also supporting the event, hoping the city's furry friends will be out in full force.
Encouraging of people attending the Million Paws Walk. It's a great community event. Hopefully the weather will be nice. We really look forward to as many people as possible attending.
He says it's a timely reminder to remember to keep dogs on leashes and follow the rules around pet ownership.
Responsible dog ownership. Make sure your dog is microchipped and registered and has regular appointments with the vet to make sure their vaccinations are up to date and your dog's healthy. Clean up after your dog, of course, as always.
More information can be found online. Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
A CBD car park in Broken Hill has temporarily closed from today. The parking lot at the Town Hall facade now shut to all vehicles as preparations get underway for the Heritage Festival this weekend. The facade will host a grand opening of the event on Thursday night, with historic images to be projected onto the building. Council is asking drivers to be patient and obey signage during the change, with the car park to reopen on Monday. Stay with us after the break. We will check all the latest sports scores from across the region. And Alex Sykes will have the latest weather details. Hello again. Clear skies and sunny weather provided perfect conditions at Port Lincoln's golf course over the weekend. The men's monthly medal was the order of the day, with dozens taking to the course. Nathan Regter has this week's sports wrap.
79 players took to the course here in Port Lincoln on Saturday, trying to secure their piece of silverware. In the men's handicap sections, Jack Norris won A grade with 67 from Dan Townsend 68, while 14-year-old Ashley Durden progressed to B grade and won with 67 from Tim Robinson 69. But the score of the day was handed out to Jaden Blewett, winning C grade with net 65 from Mitchell Roberts 66. 14 ladies also took to the course for a stroke crown, which was taken home by Kay Freeth for 69 from Vale Sharad 72. Around the region now, and soccer fever has hit the Upper Spencer Gulf with teams heading to Elizabethvale for a pre-season trial match. In the seniors, Elizabethvale was defeated by Savoy 3-1, while in the reserves Elizabeth had a 5-3 win. In Whyalla, the soccer season got underway with the Alan Walker League Cup. Reigning premiers Wanderers were held to a 1-1 draw by Still United, while Lions defeated Croatia in a 7-goal thriller to start their season off with a win. Moving over to Broken Hill, and it was round 5 of netball. In the A-grade, Jesters had a big win over Nabstars, 26 goals to 9, while Morgies were comprehensively defeated by West Flames Black. Congratulations to the winners, and if you would like to see your sports results featured here on our bulletin, get in contact through our Facebook page.
Time now to check what the weather is looking like across the Spencer Gulf and Broken Hill. With all the details, it's good evening to Alex Sykes.
Thanks, John, and good evening to you and everyone. Those clear and sunny skies that Nathan was talking about over last weekend are set to continue this week. It was a lovely sunny day today with temperatures mainly in the mid to high 20s. From 3 p.m, Broken Hill got to a high of 26. Port Pirie was a max of 29 degrees and Woodner reached 31. Looking further out across our region, sunny and 30 in Port Augusta, Whyalla and Clare both 27, Kadina and Cleve 29, Port Lincoln reached 25, Cooper Pedy 28 and Adelaide was a mild 23 degrees. Taking a look at the satellite image now, patchy low cloud in the southeast due to onshore winds is not rain bearing. Skies are mostly clear elsewhere under a broad area of high pressure and a dry air mass. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters. Northeasterly winds around 10 knots, becoming variable in the late morning, then southeasterly 10 to 15 knots in the evening. Seas around 1 metre and south to southwesterly swell also around 1 metre. Port Lincoln 27 degrees, Cleve 30, Woodner is forecast to top 33 degrees, Whyalla and Kadina both sunny and 29, and Port Augusta will reach 32. Port Pirie 31, Clare 29, and Broken Hill is set to top 27. Taking a look further through the week now, as I said earlier, those sunny conditions are set to continue. Temperatures mainly to be in the mid to high 30s on Thursday, while at Kadina and Adelaide all 31, Cooper Pedy 32 degrees, Woodner 35, Port Augusta 34. Identical conditions on Friday with slightly higher temperatures. Woodner is set to have the region's top of 36 degrees. Port Augusta a degree cooler with 35. Broken Hill will have the region's low of 30. And if you're heading to Adelaide, a top of 33 degrees there. And the weekend is looking to be just as fine. Woodner to reach a max of 37. Sunny conditions there. Port Augusta a degree cooler 36. Cooper Pedy and Kadina will both have a max of 33. Adelaide and Port Lincoln will both top 32 and a degree cooler in Broken Hill, a max of 31 there. I'm sure no one is complaining about these summer-like conditions revisiting our region this week, John, and that's all the weather from me for now. I'll see you later with an update. It's back to you.
Thanks for that, Alex. And that's the local news this Tuesday evening. Thanks for joining us. I'll have updates later, and we will be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Until then, enjoy your evening. Good night.